This video we will talk about how to create and fetch data from MongoDB database. In controllers folder, open product controller.js file. First import the product model which is created from the last video. Next, create new function named createProduct. Add keyword async before the function. It will make this function becoming an asynchronous function. This function has three parameters: request, response, and next. Usually inside a synchronous function, there will be a wait function. They work together like a team. But what is async and await functions? Why do we need them? Async and await functions are based on promise function. They are trying to provide a better solution for a promise function. The purpose of promise function is to get something in the future. For example, here we are sending requests to the database and get a response back from the database. It will take some time if the response contains the large amount of data. Could be few seconds or few minutes. If we don't use promise function, the next statement requires data immediately because the data is not fully ready yet. It could cause your program crash. Promise function is the solution to solve this kind of problem. It will pause the code, wait the process to complete before it moves to the next statement. Async and await is a better version of a promise function. It solves the promise nested callback issues. If you would like to know more in depth, you can look through the promise documentation online. Now let's go back to our code. Inside the createProduct function, we are using try and catch statements. Inside the try block, we create a new product by calling product model create method. Those methods come from Mongoose Node package. Mongoose Node package has already created many straightforward helper methods for our MongoDB database. We don't have to write the complex code by ourselves. We also add an await keyword before the product create function. Pass request.body as the parameter. Request.body is the data we will submit through HTTP post method. It contains product data such as name, description, price, images, category, stock, etc. Next line code, response.status tool1. Tool1 means create successfully. .json function means we'll return a JSON object. We pass the new created product into the JSON object. If anything goes wrong inside the try block, it will go straight into catch block. Request.body status 400. 400 means a bad request. We will return the JSON object with the error message as well. Next function is getProducts. We update this function into another asynchronous function, similar with the previous created product function. Here we use product.found method to get all products. That's all we need to update in the product controller.file. Next, we need to update the product routes method. Inside the routes folder, open product.js file. Import the createProduct method from product controller. Add a new route. /product/new using HTTP post method, passing createProducts function as a parameter. This step means when we visit the /products/new URL, it will be calling createProduct method. Now we finish the setup for backend API functions for creating and fetching data from database. Next, we will talk about how to connect to MongoDB database and test our APIs in Postman.